Hey, 88.9 listeners, thanks so much for joining us for our third episode of the 414 Live Variety Hour. This is our answer to our first ever TV show here at the station. Think MTV Milwaukee. We bring you exclusive interviews, music, and a whole slew of surprises you would not expect anywhere else. This is not your typical live stream. We wanted to do something a little different with 414 Live this time as we carry on our mission to create a better, more inclusive, and engaged Milwaukee. Although we're not together in person, you are our live studio audience, and we encourage you to be part of this event. So let's adapt to the times together as 88.9 is still here to elevate the voices of those we have in the city and support our local artists and community here. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our journey. First up, we have the very prolific and active Armour. Hey, Adi, how's it going?
Hey, how you guys doing?
You're just like on the move, always on the move.
Always. Oh, this is my life. My God.
Where are you headed to?
I'm actually headed to do this thing called Soul Unplugged. It's the last show of the year. It's an outdoor festival, and I gotta do something there. Then I'm on to the next spot right after that.
That's awesome. That just means I chose the perfect person to come on board here and talk to me about all that you're doing. I'm so grateful to have you on the show. You caught my eye with one of your latest releases, Kings and Queens, because not only do you have a radio host in the intro and a great one at that I want to steal, but it's all about positivity and change. And I feel like that follows you. So can you tell us a little bit about that track?
Well, the track it's just fitting for this time because so many, like what we're going through, some of us are forgetting who we are and where we came from, and we're all descendants of kings and queens. So it's time for us to actually start being that. And there's nothing wrong with living like you're royal, and you should. So that explains the whole song. And I mean, each person.
And I love that. I love that empowerment. I love that thinking. I also think it instills action, which is just so important right now. So I'm so grateful. I urge everyone who's listening to watch the music video. It's incredible. So you've been on quite a journey, Adi, starting from the prolific group Growing Nation, going solo, and being an incredible collaborator with the DMC Dope Music Crew and so many more people. You've definitely been active. So what has it been like to move around and stay motivated during this time in the pandemic?
The pandemic itself, it's like since we don't have a chance to get out, we might as well hone our skills. And I figured if I couldn't perform, I would just make songs with a lot of people or make videos. And that led to me making another mixtape right after recording an album. And it's just, everything is just fitting together right now because we need a little more cohesiveness.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have the time as well.
Like, heck, we do.
So I feel like from the outside, Adi, you've been a voice and a force here in Milwaukee, pushing for a better city and for change. You've been an advocate, really. And
Yeah.
what does this moment feel like for you as a musician and human in the city?
It feels good to be a voice behind something that matters. Like doing gigs is fine, but when it starts to mean something, it takes on a whole nother meaning. And I think I'm right there right now. And it just feels good.
That's really good. So you're feeling the energy of the city and you're feeling like being a part of it and pushing it forward.
Yes, I would love for like some of my music or my crew's music to be the soundtrack behind the movement.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, I mean, I feel like it kind of is becoming that. Like Kings and Queens especially is a really important track. And so, well, in that conversation, I know you've been working on several projects, including an EP. Is there anything you can tell us about those new releases and ventures on the horizon there?
Well, right now, we're still we're pushing the Hampton House, my last album, and we're also pushing a mixtape I made called One Way Raised, Hampton Made, and right now I'm working with a great producer by the name of Thane, and he's producing a 6-song EP for me.
Oh my goodness. So you have a lot on the go. Is there anything thematically throughout the music that you're making, or you have anything like insights you can tell us about what you're speaking to in that music?
Actually, I just go with the pulse of life, what's going on. So of course I'll be getting a little liberal, a little political, but yeah, everything has to mean something. Everything has to mean something.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I've got one silly question that I needed to know as well. I have to ask because a few songs of yours are synced in Vince Vaughn movies. So are you guys buds? What's going on there?
Oh no. I actually I got that plug through a couple of great guys, and it feels good though, because they have their Vince Vaughn and the guys that are doing those movies, they have a little thing going, and I'm just proud and happy to be like a voice, to that. They feel like my voice is that 70s soul grit, and I'm glad I got a chance to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Go to the next call, definitely.
And so for our Radio Milwaukee listeners, Adi, how can they support you?
Just by sharing. Like, we can't go anywhere right now. We can, but I'd rather have more shares than likes. Like, don't take that 3 seconds just to share it, because everything's controlled. I mean, I'm thankful for 88.9 and other stations that aren't ran by Clear Channel and things like that, because that gives us an avenue. And since we can't get all the way as broad as we want to all the time, those shares do that for us.
Absolutely. And is there anything else you want our Radio Milwaukee listeners to know before I go into your amazing video on grilling and music and its importance?
Right now, be love, be light, push for a change. Don't be scared to go against what you've been taught. Be alive, be accountable. Let your breath speak life, and let's just do it. Let's just make it better.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Adi, for joining me here on 88.9.
Aisha, thank you, 88.9.
We're going to go into a video from you. We're learning about music and grilling now here.
Food, music, family, friends. For Adi and company, it is all the same thing. We are stopping by on a random Sunday afternoon to get an idea of how the process comes together for him and look into some of the amazing foods made today on the grill.
You got to think, back in the days, even back to our ancestors, all they had was music and cooking. And that brought tribes together. As we were over here, even, on plantations, that's what brought us together, food and music. We always had hymns. We always eventually turned into soul music, you know what I'm saying? So it's all together, like that connection. Even when we get together, certain songs come on. If we're not rapping them, we're singing them. So it just all goes together. The word soul is before both of them. Soul music and then soul food. So most of us grew up like watching our moms and pops in the kitchen, and now it's our turn. So we be out here. We out here like every Sunday. This is our gathering, and especially since COVID, what can we do? So this is our haven right here. We are.
What do you put on there?
I can't tell y'all that, dude. I said salmon. Ooh. Oh yeah, you eat. When you come over here, you don't eat. What's your connection? How do you think soul music and soul food connect?
I think they come from the same place. I think they both come from a place of pain, but also the birth of something beautiful out of pain.
Yeah.
Like, you think of soul food, you think of the scraps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And while they was eating those scraps, they was enslaved. You know what I'm saying? So they sung from the soul. They didn't have anywhere else to sing from. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think those two connect.
Jerk wings right here. See, they spiced up, seasoned up to perfection. Corn on the grill. These are these kebab bowls. We just call them the personals, but we really call them the personnel. Get you a personnel. It's like chicken, green peppers, organic red bell peppers, potatoes. I think it's rosemary, herb, and garlic in the a little olive oil. And the inside, what else do we do? I hate to say what they're called, but it's beef. Some of them are turkey. They're links from down south.
Yeah. So originally it was supposed to be a grill up. Our other guy that was supposed to be in it with us, we all grew up together since we were about 13, 14. And we was just going to do it like a little friendly grill off. But actually, since he had to work, so we just putting the rest of the stuff on the grill and just don't have people come by. But actually, what the vegetable part of it was, I did some shrimp, cauliflower, broccoli, peas, all the peppers, and then
None of these peppers. So.
man, come on, be easy. I told you I was taking it easy because you're my friend.
Got my sister, Miss T's, and we got Plain. Huh, and we got Bad Puppies. Let's sit there and smoke for a minute. Yeah, get y'all one of these. Bam! Smoked sausage with onions. Right here.
Yeah. Right here, I got scallops.
All right, let's go.
You know, I'm a seafood dude.
You want to open that up for a second?
Yeah.
I'm a seafood dude too. I see.
So
food
right
to
now,
eat.
this is done. I can tell you this is done right now. We can open this up now.
All right.
Yikes.
Nice.
It's daily,
This is
really.
daily.
Is this Tuesday?
It's
No, you're right.
hey,
Is this
if it's the
Tuesday?
winter time, we got here bubble
Yep.
cups and
It don't
everything.
matter. Like
It don't matter what we do.
my stove never even hardly comes on in the summer except for popcorn and breakfast. Other than that, I'm out here because
He's telling the truth.
I'm not a heavy Broad Horizon palate having dude, but I get my protein from the grill.
That's amazing. That's Adi Armour showing us this incredible feat of food and history. Now a performance by Adi.
World famous Steve Will. Thank you, my brother. He told us to do it live. Joint with a cigarette and soul food album. Let's go ahead. What nobody else can say, 'cause nobody even knows. We've been standing on the same cliff, but we're too afraid to go. Floating like water, but I'm too hands. Never knew the sun had a daughter, until she took my hand and said, let's go. Lit my cigarette up and said, let's go. Said she usually ends the night on the West Coast, but how could she be everywhere? That's so rare. Let's go there, where the sunlight shines forever, where we're not too far from heaven. Take me there, where the lights don't hurt at all. I hear bird calls and waterfalls. I know inside and breathe your air. Let's go there, where time is not existing. It's all in your hands. But love is too plenty. Turn my life into a dance. Crying is like laughter. It's spins in my soul. Just to write another chapter. The story never gets old. She said, let's go. Lit my cigarette up and said, let's go. Said she usually ends the night on the West Coast, but how could she be everywhere? That's so rare. Let's go there. Take me there. Let's go there.
I hear bird calls and waterfalls. I know 'cause I'm Rico, and let's go there. G will, y'all. Let's go there. Take me there. Oh, take me there. I hear bird calls and waterfalls. I know 'cause I read your head. Let's go there. Let's go there. We don't have to worry about the lies no more. Oh, take me. Oh, take me there. You will, y'all. God damn.
Yeah. Told y'all. Gotta go live.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Gotta
go live.
I still had to cut.
It's the beautiful sounds of Armour here, the sounds of our city. Next up, we're going to be talking to Love Resorts about Bad Love.
Radio can be passive. You have your presets, you're listening, but you're not really listening. Radio Milwaukee is for those that want to be active, actively discovering new music, actively learning about Milwaukee. Radio Milwaukee is a radio station, but we strive to be way more because we have a mission. We're working to bring Milwaukee together through music and stories. If you strive for more, you belong here. Listen on air, online, or on your smart speaker.
Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us here in the studio. I love your background of beautiful flowers. We've got Love Resorts here at 88.9 for 414 Live Variety Hour. And it wasn't long ago that we had you like in our physical space. So thanks again for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. It's so good to see your face.
You too. This this time has been pretty wild. So we haven't been able to see people. So I'm glad we can connect in this way. And speaking of that, very importantly, during this time of the pandemic, you guys quietly released your second album, Bad Love. And I want to hear more about this record and what your experience has been with a quiet release, as I know you're not alone in this sphere of releasing during like an ever-changing time.
Yeah, it's sort of as bad as anyone might guess it is. There's no it's a combination of the pandemic and social unrest and just there's really no opportunity to, and it just wouldn't be appropriate, to promote oneself in that way. So, it's out there, and it's just sort of kind of like the lost album. But I think maybe like 20 years from now or 30 years from now, it'll be like this really cool thing where people will go, oh, I haven't heard of that one. I didn't know they made an album called Bad Love,
There's like an apple car spinning in the galaxy just around the sun. There's still music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clock that in my brain, and then I'm gonna like go through vinyl, and I'm gonna talk to Andy Noble and be like, whoa, did you see this record? That was 2020. We had no idea. It'll go up there. Well, even though it is a quiet release, I would love to know like the idea behind Bad Love in this bad time.
we put out our first record in July, and at that point we had already been recording Bad Love. And, the songs kind of just kept flowing, and we were recording. And Bad Love was sort of the song that seemed to fit the songs all together. And we had sorry, the dog's itching his face. Yeah, I don't know, like, just you help me.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of love songs on Bad Love, as you might guess. The song itself, Bad Love, is, about how, I guess the way I kind of interpret it is that, all love ends up being kind of bad and good. And it's good too, but like, I think you get into your 30s and you start thinking like, it's just the same shit over and over. Oh, oops, I don't know if I can say that, but it's the
I
same.
can bleep it out.
Yeah, it's the same scenario kind of, over and over again. It's just like a different version of bad because everyone has their own unique badness, right? So, Bad Love is a little bit about that. But there's a lot of love songs on the album. Some of them are really, really endearing and cheerful and cute and heartwarming. And then some of them are a little sadder. But yeah.
I think that's interesting though, and might be relevant to this time as people are kind of confined with each other and might be going through these different timelines of love and what those interpretations are. I really like that. And I am going to find your record 20 years later and it's going to be a cult classic. So I'm excited to dive deeper on this conversation later on, but you're going to be talking, we're doing an interview within an interview. You guys are going to be interviewing Nick Gazin later on, who did the artwork for Bad Love. How did you guys all end up connecting?
I was following him on Instagram. So I had been a fan of his artwork and kind of knew what he had done for other artists. And his sister as well was a prolific artist on the West Coast. And I followed both of them and sort of fell in love with what he was doing and suggested him as an artist. I think Martha was on the fence at first, but then we started conversing with him, and he's very funny and energetic person, and we had some good back and forth. So decided that he would be perfect to do the artwork, and he was on board. And it was sort of this funny scenario where the pandemic hit, and we were both sort of just dealing with a lot of stuff, and we kind of kicked it down the line for a while where he was sending us drafts of things, and he sent us a few ideas, and we kind of fell in love with the one we chose. So it worked out great.
Beautiful. I love that. And I love that like you formed a relationship as well. Yeah. And, speaking of that, you have, from my understanding, you have another record on the horizon. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Sure. We've been finishing the mix of our third album, which is called Vacation, which I'm very excited about. And then this year for our seasonal record, we're not going to do another Christmas album. We're going to do a children's album. So we are finishing up that to have it ready for the holiday season for purchases. And we haven't selected our recipient of the donated funds yet, but we're hoping to do that fairly soon. So I don't know if listeners know this, but every year during the holiday, we make an album and we give 100% of the proceeds to a nonprofit or a worthy cause. It doesn't have to be a formal nonprofit. It can just be a cause. So if anybody has ideas, feel free to shoot them over.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing it. And I know like in this time, it's a weird time. I see you guys have been keeping really pretty busy during quarantine. You've been playing live stream shows, making your garden. You did a video for Hold Up. And I know you've made these like awesome mini-sodes of the Great Awesome and Kind show, which is all super inspiring and super fun. What keeps igniting this creative motivation forward?
I feel like quarantine is my perfect life. Like, I want to be here with Vinny, gardening, cooking food, doing weird experiments in my kitchen. Like, I ferment a lot of things. So I have some, like, really fun kombucha brews fermenting right now that have things from the garden in them. I'm really happy. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to how it was. This is great.
I was in the basement until May, and then I came out, and Mark was like, "There's a pandemic."
Our studio is in the basement, so he wasn't just in the basement; he was working in the basement.
Still not today.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
that's another thing that maybe is super, has made quarantine very different for us versus other artists is that we have a home studio. We record Vinny records all of our own stuff, and we're independent artists, so really not that much change for us in that sense.
So you kind of have the space in which confining together is like really perfect for being mindful and being creative. Do you have any advice for artists out there navigating this wild time to it sounds like maybe to just enjoy staying still?
Well, I mean, I guess the advice that I would have is number one, drink water, but number two, I mean, there seems to be like this. I think we should all kind of try to develop an ability to be uncomfortable, an ability to be unhappy, to feel stifled, to feel frustrated. It's not all about feeling good all the time and feeling creative all the time. Like, that's not how cool stuff happens. Cool stuff happens when you feel constricted, when you have no other choice but to go another direction. And so, I think just, cultivate an ability to do that however you can, whether that's like positive self-talk, or maybe that's meditation or going for runs, or, whatever that is for you. There's a million different ways to do it, but learn to be uncomfortable and to use that to your advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like for me personally, when I'm uncomfortable is when I learn the most about myself and how I interact in that. So I love those words. That's perfect.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm always uncomfortable. For our listeners, how can they support you guys?
Well, I mean, I think, we all know how to basically support musicians at this point. There's the usual Bandcamp Fridays and, the usual. But we are definitely trying to increase Spotify followers. So if you listen to Spotify and it doesn't, you are in any way interested in our music, become a follower. But beyond that, I'm very, very interested in getting to know people personally. Like, we've had some people reach out and just be very, very personal, saying like, hey, can I get a tape from you? And then like I package up and mail them a tape. Or we had someone write a short story and put us in the story just briefly, and they sent us a few copies. So I mean, if our music moves you or you're curious about anything, just write us. Like I'm really interested in building more human connection in absence of shows. So it can be not even music related. It can be like, hey, I like your dog, whatever.
That's super beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on 414 Live Variety Hour. Thanks, Martha. Thanks, Vinny. That's Le Resorts. We're going to see a great conversation, interview within an interview with Nick Gazin and Le Resorts now.
Hi, we're Le Resorts. I'm Martha. This is Vinny. And today we're going to introduce you to our friend and collaborator, Nick Gazin.
Yeah, Nick is a New York-based artist. He's done the artwork. No.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick is a New York-based artist. He's done the artwork for Run the Jewels, Japanese Breakfast, and a bunch of New York... He used to be the New York art editor over at Vice, and he did the artwork for our second record, Bad Love.
Nick is really charming and funny and talented. You should check out the how to draw videos he did for Vice. You can find that on, just use Google. And also go follow his Instagram. Today we're going to show you the funniest outtakes of a recent conversation with Nick. So here we go.
How are you guys doing?
All right.
Is the record pressed yet?
No.
No, it's not pressed. But we've been promoting it more.
That's good. So let's see. You got questions?
I would like to know, were you always like an artistic human? Like, did you come out of the womb like doodling on your mother's umbilical cord?
Yes, that's exactly where there's still graffiti left up inside of her from when I was in that place. Just like little hatch marks, like that mark the days I was in there. 9 months worth of this. So my mother is a painter. She went to Yale, and her dad is a painter and a pianist and a bullfighter, or he was when he was alive. And he was a big best-selling author. He really tried hard to be like a knockoff Hemingway, and he came pretty close. And he went to Yale and painted, and my mom went to Yale and painted, and I went to a much shittier art school, and also I paint. So I've done a lot of things. Photography, I don't know. Like a lot of people in New York, I just said yes to everything when they said, can you do this? And sometimes I could, and sometimes I couldn't. And sometimes my lack of professionality was charming, and sometimes it wasn't. If any young artists are hearing this and they're like, how do you do things? The answer is you just start doing stuff. Hang out with people you like who are doing things you're excited by. DJ, book shows, do art, find a place where you're genuinely interested in what's happening culturally. And then when people need artists, they'll hit you up if you're doing good stuff. Or even if you're not.
Have you ever been to Milwaukee?
No, but I'm a really big fan of Red Letter Media, those movie reviewer guys who make stuff out in Milwaukee. It's these out of shape white film critic guys who are all really clever and do really good movie reviews. And they did this really, they did a whole series where they made these long critiques of the Star Wars prequels and talked about why they didn't work. And then they do a thing called Best of the Worst, where they find weird cassettes and DVDs that look terrible, and then they watch them and talk about them, and they try to figure out which one is the best of the worst. And Macaulay Culkin is a guest on their shows a lot, and they're very entertaining. Anyway, that's how I learned about that place. The drag, what was it? That horrible bar, the walk her in, drag her out, I think it is, or.
Ooh. You can find this full conversation with the talented Nick Gazin on Bandcamp and also on our website. So go find that, and please do become a follower on Spotify, and like our internet spots like Facebook and Instagram. That really does help us get our music out to more people, and so we would really love so much to have your support. Bye-bye.
It's 'cause you're good, awesome and kind, and when you need it.
think I know you. Will you step back?
When you look contented, will it make me feel bad?
Some of my worst thoughts repeat way too fast.
I'm gonna squeeze you till you don't know if you'll last. I'm gonna squeeze you till you don't know if you get another chance. I'm gonna squeeze you for some real romance.
When nobody's looking, will we get along?
Will you come near me just to tell me I'm wrong?
Or will you avoid me through all goings on?
I'm gonna hold you and just hope I am that strong. I'm gonna squeeze you till you don't know if you get another chance. I'm gonna squeeze you for some real romance.
That was beautiful. Right by the river with Love Resorts here on 414 Live Variety Hour. I've got Brown's Crew coming up just after this.
Introducing the Radio Milwaukee Merch Store. Official merchandise that helps support your friendly neighborhood public radio station. Items in the inaugural Summer 2020 collection are short run and limited quantity. Snag your favorites today at store.radiomilwaukee.org.
Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us on the 414 Live Variety Hour. I know you guys were going to come into the studio. I have Brown's Crew here with me, Song of the Year winners at the 88.9 Music Awards and Emerging Artist of the Year at Summerfest. It's the incredible Brown's Crew. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for having us, Aisha. We excited.
Where are you guys joining me from?
I'm home. We actually were just talking about this. I actually skipped Ayuda Mutua today and to be somewhere quiet and be able to do this. So I'm in the comfort of my home, but I was thinking about doing it from there, but it might have been too busy.
That's awesome though. That's something that you do. And I know you're in your backyard, right, Cristo?
I'm just sitting here on the porch, enjoying the shade.
So nice. It's so convenient. So I'm glad you guys can join me in the comfort of where you are. So just talking about like your credentials just now, like 2019 was incredible. It was such a high for you. And I know you had big plans for 2020. What has it been like adjusting to this new climate in the city?
I think we had talked, just kind of wanted to open this conversation and acknowledging as you talk about like this new climate, everything that's going on in Kenosha with the shooting of Jacob Blake and hoping for his recovery and his family and justice. So we did just want to start with that statement. But I think that's also reflective of, a lot of why we've been quiet in terms of putting out music Initially it was kind of like everything going on with COVID-19 and the pandemic. We had some big shows lined up, including a Bucks game. Shout out to them for striking. We had a show planned for being with y'all in the studio, as you mentioned. And so we're just kind of like, we'll just kind of take this break with the quarantine. And then as the uprisings came in May, we had just released Autonomia right before that, which actually speaks about police brutality and corruption within government. So it was kind of strange that came right in that time. But then after that, decided like we need to be conscious of the fact that we are in a Black genre, and everything that's going on right now, the music that we had scheduled to go out wasn't necessarily relevant to what's going on, and maybe it doesn't have to be, right? But if that's the case, we need to create space for the Black artists to have their voices elevated.
Yeah, I think that's really important. You kind of touch on a lot of questions that I had just all in that statement, because I know that it's important for both of you guys to have hard conversations in your music and in what you do. And it's important for the world right now to have those hard conversations. So in that respect, in this time of kind of, leaving space for people, have you started to kind of think about that and create music in that vein that might be up and coming when the space is right for you?
Yeah, I mean, speaking for myself, I mean, creators are going to create, whether it's shared content or not. I mean, I have stuff that I probably will never share, but there's definitely been times where we're plugging into different areas of our hoods in ways that we can help in our capacity. So I haven't been as diligent in working in the beginning of the uprisings on music, just because my attention, my focus, my energy was going elsewhere. And by choice, right? Like that was a choice I actively made, and and I'm happy with that choice. But creation is something that we're always doing. And I wrapped up, about 2 or 3 songs this past weekend. Shout out to AQ in Chicago. I was able to get some things done down there, and they're in the vault. I'm in no rush to share right now the space. Like I said, my mind and my energy is directed towards other areas right now that I feel are more important, but that doesn't mean that we're not creating. So definitely have some stuff that I'm very, very excited to share, really eager to share, but also being very conscientious in how we're moving and what it is that I'm sharing and why am I sharing it, right? And so, also trying to take inspiration from all this madness, right? Like our music already touches on those things, but really being reflective on what's going on. And, art and revolutions or art and movements go hand in hand. So what role are we playing, right? And so just keeping that in mind in the creation process for myself.
Yeah, and your identity is in your music, which is something I want to ask. I love to ask this question, and with you too, I don't actually know the answer of your origin story of like how you met. You're both Mexican American. You do bilingual, you do both languages in your music, which is unique and I think important and something that I really appreciate. So I just wanted to know how you guys did come together in the first place, and why you chose to keep both languages in your music and the Caribbean sound. I love this unique flavor, so I want to know it all.
For sure. You want to talk about Oaxaca real quick, Chris? I mean, that's really the roots.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Step Outs forever, almost since middle school through high school. But Brown's Crew really came out of a trip we took to Oaxaca. Up until that point,
Where's Oaxaca for the people that don't know, Chris?
Oaxaca, Mexico, southern Mexico. One of the most eco-diverse regions, one of the highest concentrations of indigenous people in Mexico. And so we went to go work with some friends down there to do documentaries involved with the teacher movement. The concept of autonomia even came from our experience on that trip. I think up until that point, we had just been kind of freestyling at parties, and it was all cool. And when we would show up, people would be like, oh, it's, my friends, they rap and this and that. And we were kind of like, well, let's do something. Sebas was the one that I think that really pushed me to be like, let's start recording. Let's come up with a name. And we had a few, and some of them were corny and some of them were tight, and maybe maybe people think Brown's Crew is corny. I don't know, but that's the one that just felt right. It stuck. Yeah. Even recently, we thought about, rebranding right before we kind of came out of a slumber, before we dropped Militis and all of that. We talked about maybe rebranding, and Brown's Crew is just is feels right, and I think people really mess with it. So
I like it a lot.
Just to add to that real quick too, I feel like including those things in our music too, like it's just like with everything, in order to know where you at and where you going, you got to know where that's coming from, right? So just like recognizing too, like that we're examples of the diaspora, and that we're trying to tell our stories, right, and not have them told for us. And so just trying to like create with that in mind. So
yeah, and that's something I kind of wanted to touch on too, is I know that I think I saw something recently that pre-pandemic you were telling stories and narratives to the youth out there. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that isn't the first, like, I guess, like youth engagement kind of like talk that we've done. It's something that we've done even pre Brown's Crew. And again, speaking for myself, I don't want to put words in Cristo's mouth. But I know that we're both really enjoy working with youth, especially in our community, especially youth of color. And so anytime we get an opportunity like that to just like connect with students, just to chop it up. It's not even like a look at us, we're doing this and doing that, or check out our new hit single. It's literally like, hey, like how's school here? Like, what do you do for fun? Like, are you interested in like music, sports, dance, theater, or do you like to read? Just connecting with students and really like just connecting, like straight up, just connecting. And I don't want to use the word mentoring, right? Because that's a little bit more in depth, but it really is just like, think about adult relationships, right? It's a give and a take kind of transactional. So like making sure that we get a lot from these interactions as well, whether it be energy or affirmations, or like learning how to better do things as well when it comes to connecting with young people. And so we just really enjoy being able to plug into those spaces and empower young people as best as we can, right, through our storytelling, and just through giving them that positive affirmation of how great and powerful they really are, because they oftentimes don't hear that enough, whether it be in their school environment, at home, maybe, especially on the media and television and things like that. So just trying to reinforce that greatness that they already have within.
I think quick note to add to that, it kind of something I forgot to mention on the last question in terms of like the storytelling and why we choose to infuse English and Spanish and these influences. We grew up speaking English and Spanish and Spanglish in some cases. We would kind of go back and forth. Should this song be completely in English? Should this song be completely in Spanish? So we have some that are either or. But I think, there's always been nods to mixing the two. And I think that that's something that a lot of the youth can relate to, kind of being in between these different worlds.
Absolutely. Well, before we leave you, I want to know, how can our Radio Milwaukee listeners support you?
I got a couple ideas. I mean, they can support us by just, anytime, if there's something that we do or that we create, giving feedback is always welcome. Checking us out on any social media platform, obviously. But something I think even greater that they could do to support us is recognizing that Black Lives Matter, and a call to action for the cop murderers who killed Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, paralyzed Jacob Blake, and the list goes on, right? And so I guess they could help us out by a call to action. So if you got a paper and pen real quick, calling the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Wisconsin. You can call them at 414-297-1700 and demand the immediate release of protesters and protectors who are being detained by federal agents. And also a call to Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers at 608-888-1665 and demand that he remove the National Guard and the feds from Wisconsin. So that's a way that you can help us out, get that word out. That music stuff and all that, we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having the hard conversations with us here and joining us on 414 Live Variety Hour. We're going to go into some adventures with you here now. Thanks, Brown's Crew.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man, what do we got?
Smells like tequila. All right, let's do this. We starting off from the left or from the right?
I don't know. I went to this one since it's clear. I'm trying to cheat a little bit. All right, it's definitely tequila. So
yeah, obviously, right?
I know that.
All right. Salud, compay.
Saludcita.
It's not that strong. Aftertaste kind of underwhelming.
It's a tequila. We saw the color. Yeah, I'm a little warm, my guy. I don't know. I'm gonna say.
I got Cazadores on that one.
I'm leaning towards Cazadores, but I'm actually gonna say Tres Agaves on that one. I feel like the Cazadores is
Nothing
it's got
special.
more of a pepper or something to it. Well, I don't. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking
I got
about.
Casa on that one. Let's see what's good with the second one.
Which glass am I on? This one.
This one.
That one?
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
All
this
right,
one's real different, my guy. Oh, I think this one. I don't know if the bartender cleaned this. I got a little beetle or something in here. Oh, I'm gonna drink it. I mean, they drink worms in the tequila and the mezcal.
Just extra flavor. Salud.
Saludita. Oh, this one's smooth.
Yeah. Stronger, but it goes down smoother.
Yeah.
People be thinking just because something is like really nasty that it's strong. Not necessarily the case.
No, it could be strong.
What do you think that is?
It's definitely another tequila. I'm gonna say Herradura. How you said it's stronger, but it's not nasty. Like I think it's that. It's still, look, bro. You don't see I'm lying. There's a little beetle or something in there.
There is. We have to talk to the bartender on that one.
Yeah, messing up. The water's so good. I want more.
You ready for the third one?
Yes,
You need a little break?
No,
break?
let's do it.
For the little boy?
It's just a little sample.
All right, let's do it.
You know?
Saludcita, man.
Oh, this smells light.
I'm gonna say this one is the Tres Agaves.
Tres Agaves?
Yup. That's what my gut and my palate is telling me.
I don't know. I feel like after I tasted these two, I don't even know what's what. So I said this. I called this one as Tres Agaves.
Yep. Cazadores for me.
We
both say Herradura.
We both said Herradura.
And then this one is the flip flop. So you got Cazadores for this one. I got Tres for this one.
And you know what? I thought the Cazadores was gonna hit me harder. Like be a little bit more peppery.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty smooth. But
Let's see what's good with this last one though. Universidad de Guanajuato. Saludcita. Saludos a toda mi familia en México. Los quiero bastante. Este es para ustedes.
Ajá. A mí me salió el callejón del beso para que vean. Un besito para todos ustedes en casa.
Saludcita.
Oh, bro, this already smells like mezcal.
You taste that barbecue-y, smoky, not barbecue, but that smoky flavor.
Hands down, not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, no question. I've had that before, a couple times.
Where you have this?
Oaxaca, baby.
Where?
That's the only place in Oaxaca.
Where?
Yo.
Yeah, you remember that, huh? You remember that expression tells you everything you need to know.
Can we do this again, like weekly?
The good thing is that everything was delicious, and now I'm getting a little hungry, so let's keep it moving.
Reaching up for a star so bright, but in the city, we got a street lights, the street smart. Now think twice, take your life in the middle of the night, make a widow with your wife. Reaching up for a star so bright, but in the city, we got a street lights, the street smart. Now think twice. Take your life in the middle of the night. Make a widow of your wife.
Hoping for change, struggling through pain. Look out my broken window and all I see is rain. Mama's trying in vain just to survive. It's a struggle to get by and keep your kids' dreams alive. All the mamas that reside on the south side gotta be strong and wise, cause oppression runs high. My mind and body were built tougher than the bricks that I've survived for your toughest in Milwaukee's projects. As kids, we're told the street lights are stars. When told to reach for the sky, we naturally lower the bar. Plus, no time balls hard. There's too much damn shit and shooters, potholes everywhere, so it's hard to keep it moving. Not concerned with the news. Streets is where our war is. More liquor stores and good schools for the poor kids. Like a chance is made dope dealing, appealing. It's the cause that they dealing, our minds that they stealing. Reaching up for a star so bright, but in the city all we got is street lights. The streets might not think twice. Take your life in the middle of the night. Make a widow of your wife. Reaching up for a star so bright, but in the city all we got is street lights. The streets might not think twice. Take your life in the middle of the night. Make a widow of your wife.
I'm from a place where youngins smoke herb and sip 40s. Have the midlife crisis in the teens, not the 40s. Half the border is shorties, they ain't got papers or a license. Facing deportations on top of all of the violence. Got no cable at the crib, maybe turn on the news. See their homie looking like body bags of shoes. Mama crying, it's a damn shame. Newscast from the ghosts of their last name. Brown male, 5'11", 6 feet on the ground. Everybody trying hard to remember the sound he used to make when he would walk around the block. Had a chip on his shoulder, he was a chick off the block. Just like his pops, everybody shocked when he got popped. Swear to God, he was the one who get away. Good kid, he knew how to behave. But just the other day, somebody put him in his grave. Somebody put him in his grave. Reaching up for a star so bright, but in the city, yeah, we got a street light, the streets light. Now think twice, take your life in the middle of the night, make a widow with your wife. Reaching up for a star so bright, but in the city, yeah, we got a street light, the streets light. Now think twice, take your life in the middle of the night, make a widow with your wife. Reaching up for a star so bright, but in the city, yeah, we got a street light, the streets light. Now think twice, take your life in the middle of the night, make a widow with your wife. En un mundo donde nos dicen que las luces de la calle son estrellas, ¿cómo nos podemos imaginar cosas grandes? Hay que atinarle hasta el cielo y el espacio, mi gente, para salir adelante.
I feel like we all just had a party with Brown's crew. That was so much fun. Such inspiring words. We've got one more guest left here on the 414 Live Variety Hour. Stay tuned for Moses coming up after this.
Hipsters, flipsters, and finger popping daddies. Not me or those.
Hey, Moses, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Aisha?
Are you in your bathtub?
I am in the bathtub. It's a little hot outside, and so I figured kind of want to hang out in here. I got my coconut water, so it's getting real tropical.
I like the Buzz Lightyear in the back too.
I found him lying around. And I was like, why not? We got the duck. Always got to have the duck. He doesn't squeak, but whatever.
Well, I love it. We've got Moses. Moses is incredible. I'm going to tell you about him. DJ, producer, turntablist, survivor. I'm going to go right into it with you because I'm really excited about this. Not too long ago, you released Night Snacks, which is like the best name for anything.
Appreciate it.
It's clearly derived from, night owl lifestyle, and you're releasing another part to Night Snacks next month. Can you tell me a bit about the inspiration behind this project?
Man, honestly, I just like to make beats at night and go for drives to the airport and look at the lights. And I love snacks. So I'm a big night owl, so a lot of times my studio sessions run a little bit late, to the dismay of some of my cohorts, partners in arms. But I don't know. I've always just liked making music in the nighttime, especially, I don't know. I like a lot of different styles, but I do have an appreciation, just kind of like just wavy, ambient, I don't know, not necessarily lo-fi, but just, beats and night drives.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, when you said that, when I saw Night Snacks and you were talking about, going for night drives, I'm a little stunted because the last time I lived in Milwaukee, I was 17. So I would do the drives to the airport and watch the planes go by. But I can totally envision your music against that. And I like that it's a two-parter. Are you going to continue on with Night Snacks as like a theme?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. Just maybe every season, different. Maybe try to tailor different vibes to it, different sounds, and kind of reflective of just the seasons.
You should have your own branded snacks as well. Moses Night Snacks.
I am 100% for that. If anybody out there wants to help me in this quest, I'm down. Let's eat some food.
So I know you've been working on many collaborations and projects, and you have an EP coming up ahead as well. What can we expect on this upcoming release?
For which one in particular?
The one with Mick Croft.
Oh, Mike. Sorry.
Mike Croft. Sorry.
Yeah. So Mike Croft, we met when I was doing an open mic at the Uptowner for years. He was the host. I was the DJ. We got really cool, and he became part of the Higher Education Records crew. And yeah, it's a lot of his stories, my production, our friendship, and yeah, it's we're just kind of finalizing it. Obviously, quarantine's made things a little bit like confusing as to how we want to go about the release. But yeah, it's a lot of soul sampled, kind of boom bappy, but also with a newer, younger twist. I'm really excited for it. He's awesome. He's one of my favorite lyricists in town.
Is there any other collaborations as well that you have on the go?
Oh yeah, me and my boy Slang Troubadour. Here's the announcement, Reno. Yeah, we are doing a duo called Reality TV. And yeah, it's my guy Slang Troubadour and I. Him on the verses, me on the beats. That's a really fun project. A lot more experimental, kind of just weird, mixing like some trappy / boom bappy / I don't even know. And also. I've been working heavily with one of my new besties, Amanda Huff. Actually, we linked up. I just did a bubbler stream with her on Saturday, and she's so much fun to work with. I have my own project coming. That's a little bit down the pipeline. Music video with Be Free. We shot in LA right before quarantine. So yeah, I'm losing my mind, but it's all for the art. So whatever.
You're keeping active. So. And in part of this, I want to talk about your music and art party non-pop. It feels like it's very intertwined with a lot of the work that you do. And personally, I don't know that there's anything out there like it in Milwaukee. So can you explain to the listeners what this actually is and the inspiration behind the creation of this experience?
Yeah, definitely. I do not think there's anything else like it. I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy with who I get to work with. Basically, I mean, it all kind of came... When I started doing live performances and my own music creations, a few members of the crew switched and they left and did some other things, and it kind of left me wondering where I was at. I started DJing a lot more and not really doing enough of the creative things that I really intended on doing. And then especially after being hospitalized, I had leukemia. Good now, bone marrow transplant. Woo!
I'm glad you're good.
It reinforced a lot of things about what I have around me, what I'm able to do, and what my intentions are, and to kind of like mold all those together. It's diverse, non-top 40 driven music. We have live art, live painting. We're accepting of various kinds of arts too, so holler. And yeah, we have visuals from the masterful VJ Bry, one of the best in the city. Amazing visual projections. He's a wizard. And yeah, every month, especially inspired by my whole leukemia situation, everyone can survive how they want to survive. But for me, I wouldn't feel right coming out of having leukemia and not trying to do some good around that. So we raise donations and awareness for a different nonprofit every single month. And so the first one was Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And then, we rotate it and get new guests, new artists. It's a beautiful thing. I love doing it.
That's awesome. And I know you have a continuous live stream every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Twitch.
Yep.
Where is it on Twitch?
Just at Yo Non Pop. And we're starting to bring in live performances.
Oh, wow.
Amanda Huff actually rocked a week ago. She painted, and then she just hopped up and sang a song that her and I have. So yeah, we're incorporating that too. And yeah, it's every single Wednesday, 5 p.m. Twitch at Yo Non Pop.
That's awesome. So during this time, you've kept you've managed to keep pretty active. What advice would you give to other creatives out there right now in this time?
Just keep creating. Just keep creating. It doesn't matter what the end game is yet. Like, you know, I mean, have plans, but don't let it stop. Just I mean, obviously headspace is kind of weird, and finding your creative happiness, and there's a lot of things going on. But yeah, just keep going. The best advice I ever got was from RJD2 actually, and he said never say no, which I guess doesn't necessarily apply directly to this, but like just never say no to your creativity and just keep pushing forward, and yeah, keep doing what makes you sane. That's what helps me.
Absolutely. Well, how can our Radio Milwaukee listeners support you before we let you go?
I mean, you know, there's Bandcamp, obviously, Get Moses Music and following on Spotify or whatever. But really, I mean, the more important things going on, like supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, and I feel like a really big thing for me is civil discourse. Because I mean, everyone can get down how they get down. I know a lot of people are on the delete button, like all across the board. I saw someone delete 1,000 people. I haven't deleted anybody. I like knowing the perspectives. And I think it's really important for everyone to come together with civil discourse. Rather, I mean, I see a lot of fights erupting, and talking and communicating. I feel like that'll help my state of mind. I know that, and I think it'll help a lot of things.
That's awesome. Do you have anything else you want our Radio Milwaukee listeners to know before I let you go?
I mean, I love you guys. I can't wait to rock again. Yeah, check out Higher Education Records. Check out Non-Pop, and thank you very much. Appreciate you, Aisha.
Thanks, Moses, for joining us. We're going to showcase Non-Pop now.
Whip.
Hey, what's up? This is Moses, 414 Live. I am here right now at her house, Higher Education Records recording studio, and I am with a few fine folks that are part of something that I do called Non-Pop. It is an event series and mission that incorporates diverse, non-top 40 music, live painting, visuals, and every month we raise donations and awareness for a different nonprofit. And you know, we're just doing a little communal piece for one of our upcoming events. And you know, I figure what better way to spend this time than with my friends.
Hey.
So, hey friend, who are you?
I am Sway Dragon. I am a non-pop artist. I also help with the social media, video editing, picture editing, and you know, whatever else I can add to my repertoire. So keep your eyes peeled, because you know, stuff's going to occur.
It will. Bam, you said.
What's up? I'm Lone Wolf. I'm one of the DJs that plays with the Non-Pop crew. You can definitely catch me hopping on a stream, and I also handle some behind the scenes things, kind of to keep things rolling.
Bam, bam. And this brings us to the lovely.
What up? Lisa Batika. Hi guys. I'm the resident artist with Non-Pop. I've been part of the crew for about 1.5 years now, live painting. I'm also a visual and interior designer, upcyclist of all sorts, and I have a streetwear clothing line called Intricate Couture. It'll be launching this fall.
Awesome.
Yeah.
People who can't be here tonight on the Non-Pop crew are Tista, Peter Pancake, and Sophie Tarantino. And, whoop! Who are you, sir?
I have no name.
He has no name.
I have no face. This is an illusion.
The beard is painted on also. Xavier Ruffin in the building. This is the gang doing some things and trying to eat some chicken wing wings, you know what I'm saying? Keep it rocking with the Non-Pop crew.
Yeah.
Bam. Let's check out the studio. Johnny Knoxville, and welcome to Non-Pop. This is my website. I love my website. So the basic foundation of Non-Pop was pretty much built in my head when I was battling leukemia at Frederick Hospital. I was kind of just sick of some of the less artistic driven things that I was a part of, and really, I mean, I came into all this with the idea of just creating art and music and combining everything, doing lots of cool things with my friends. So luckily I got to connect with some really great people, such as these. And my boy Peter Pancake and I, we were getting burgers at Dottie's in Madison, shout out Dottie's. And pretty much just talking about things that we wanted to do for an event and how we would blend our ideas and styles and just things that we wanted to kind of put out in the world. So the basic foundation was pretty much created, and I was in touch with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society from an event that we did at Plum Lounge, much love to them, which was kind of just like a, hey, Mo's back, he made it, celebration of life kind of event. And then, so yeah, that kind of incorporated the nonprofit aspect of this. So when it came to building out the foundation for Non-Pop, it was pretty obvious as to what we should do as far as bringing in like nonprofits and then rotating them. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was the first nonprofit that was a part of Non-Pop, and we've had many since. And yeah, it's been great. We've been in multiple venues. We've had multiple artists and DJs within the state and without or outside of the state. And yeah, it's been a beautiful way to connect many things that we all are passionate about, and it's only growing. We have some bigger name guests that we're trying to incorporate pretty soon. We like what we do, and it's very fun and fulfilling, and it's pretty damn good to be alive. So yeah, we Sway Dragon, Lisa Batika, and everybody else that's not here right now, you know, we love you. 88.9 414 Live. My name is Moses. I am here with my friends Amanda Huff, Slang Troubadour, and Xavier Ruffin, and we got a brand new song for y'all.
Boy, are you down for the ride? Put downs racing and collide. Just one chance with me tonight. My star had to bright. Come along, keep in time. Let your atoms realign. Changing from before our eyes, but love feels so right.
Go. I'm falling too deep down the rabbit hole, and yeah, you know I lose sleep for my antidote. It's the clear cut, infallible. I am malleable in a full bloom under the full moon. My plans are foolproof. My flows fly like spaceships. I feel funny, I might spaceship. What's the point of second guessing? Present tense, the change is irrefutable. Nevertheless, it's effortless. Just listen to this evidence. My medicine is sedatives. There's limits to its benefits. I am at the precipice of deficit. It's no use. It's the death of innocence in my own youth. In the end, it turns to light because I told truth. When it's your turn, do as I say, not as I'm showing you.
Turning matter into light. Can you feel that's another good delight.
I don't give you what you want, baby. I'll just give you what you need. You'll be pleased by my company, please. Keep it tight around me. Cause loose lips ain't ships, I don't like that. NDA by the bed, can you sign that? If I left you on red, would you mind that? Or be kind and wait for me to fight back. Home steady's how I set the pace. It's hard to place when you the one that caused the race. Got me wondering if ball can make market cake. Know what I got on my plate. Feel it in the air tonight. I'm Phil Collins with this. I like my stance tight. Really grip when we bang, girl. Show you right. I know you like. I know you like. I know you like.
Turning night into light. Can you please? Catch another good delight.
What it is?
Can you please? Turning night into light. Can you please? That's another good delight.
Amanda Huff, Xavier Ruffin, Slang Troubadour, and I'm Moses. Thank you. 414 Live. Peace.
Moses.
Turning it up in a sick space with Moses and Judge Judy as their queen in the center, and a great interview from a bathtub. You couldn't ask for more, really, on the 414 Live Variety Hour. Again, I'm Aisha Jaffer, your afternoon drive host. Thanks so much for joining us. Please support these amazing musicians and the causes they support. Support Radio Milwaukee and keep us on the air and do everything and keep us doing what we're doing here by clicking radiomilwaukee.org and clicking that orange heart. I want to thank also Adi Armour for joining us, Love Resorts, Brown's Crew, and again, Moses. Thanks so much to Lucas Seidel, Nate Imig, and the Radio Milwaukee team. And thanks to you, the listeners, for caring about and supporting our community. We've got the next 414 Live Variety Hour happening right here, September 24th. Join us for that. Keep it in your calendar. Thank you, Milwaukee. Good night.